Are we ready? Okay, we're live now. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Spotlight on Migrant Domestic Workers. We are live and we are on second day of celebrations of International Women's Day. So it is a day, or is it a time for us to reflect and celebrate what women have achieved as a gender. It is also a day to remind ourselves to continue to actively uplift, support, and motivate to continue motivate one another. By working together as one community, we can achieve equal representation and stronger voice. Tonight topics is about health. It is very, very important because if we don't look after our health, we die. Yeah, ladies? And health is a fundamental right, and in order to live, we need a healthy living and working condition. Unfortunately, this is not the case for migrant domestic workers, where policies fail to protect them. Even health and safety law exclude migrant domestic workers. But how are they surviving despite the problems they face? How the voice of domestic workers respond to the bigger problem of denying migrant domestic workers access to healthcare. So let's find out tonight. Okay, I invited guests, a very important guest, and they are all very beautiful because they are living a healthy life. Yeah. So, but I re-invite again our chair of the Voice of Domestic Workers because she's in charge of the welfare of our membership. So let's find out the how the Voice of Domestic Workers look after its membership, especially during this pandemic. Yeah, so I will introduce to you our guest for tonight. So, of course, welcome back, the chair of Board of Trustees and the Voice of Domestic Workers. Please welcome the ever beautiful Miss Nerissa Valerio. Good evening.
Thank you very much.
And next in my list is the very beautiful. Yeah, I told you guys there are people asking me why the members of the Voice of Domestic Workers are beautiful, and I think you can see that in front of you, the living evidence. So, yeah, my next guest is from Welfare Working Group. Please welcome Miss Yoli. You don't have voice. Sound, Yoli. Your sound.
Hello po. Good evening, everyone.
Good
Good
Okay,
evening.
next in my list is another beautiful woman. Please welcome from the fundraising working group, Miss Lian.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Okay, next in my list is another beautiful mother, a beautiful woman, both inside and out. Please welcome Miss Liz Mimi.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, everyone. And I'm happy to be here
Okay.
with you guys. Thank you for inviting me, Ate Ann.
I think our next guest is very popular, very famous, and she is well loved by many of our members. And you can see she is also ageless, and we want to find out what's her secret of her youthful look. Yeah, please welcome our very beautiful Folera. Hi, Folera.
Hi, Marisa. Hi, everyone. Hi.
Hello. Good evening.
Our good, I'm not sure, I think it's morning in Australia. So our body in mind and body in mind and wellness workshop
Roman.
facilitator Roman Barry is watching you guys. So he says health matters. Yeah. Okay. So Narisa, I think I go with you first. And how I know in terms of condition of migrant domestic workers, because quite many of them are already undocumented because of the overseas domestic worker visa. When the government removed its rights in 2012, they're unable to renew their visa. Therefore, after visa, they all become undocumented. And we have difficulties in registering to GP. And what other services that that the Voice of Domestic Workers offered to support our members?
Hello, everyone. Good evening. And welcome to this day 2 spotlight for the Voice of Domestic Workers. And our topic for tonight is about health. Okay, the Voice of Domestic Worker is offering a lot of services which are all free. And and we have a 5 working group, which is education, education group, welfare group, media, fundraising, and
Trade union.
Trade union. And as for me, I'm on the welfare group, which is the welfare group which provides when we have the runaways, we help them to provide shelter, to provide clothing, to provide some work if there's an open work for available for them. And the most important thing there is we look them for their well-being. That's the most important thing. And the welfare group also, we offered also the voice, the Doctors of the World, which the Doctors of the World is an independent humanitarian movement working at home or outside to empower those who are excluded people to access the healthcare system. They also provide and register. If you don't have a GP, they will provide you a GP. So every Sunday in Holborn, in Unite the Union, where we always met up every Sunday, they always go there every second Sunday of the month. And most of the members of the Voice of Domestic Workers don't have really GP. They are unregistered, which is this is the most very allocated service of the Doctors of the World, which they can provide every member of the Voice of Domestic Workers to give them and help them register for the GP, which is very useful for each members of the Voice of Domestic Worker. Secondly, they also sometimes provide free health services like training or education about, healthcare, about self-healthcare. For those our viewers, if you like to help to be access to have a free healthcare services, if you don't want, maybe the Voice of Domestic Workers and the Doctors of the World might help you. This is one of the privileges of the undocumented domestic workers, which is really very important, living in one foreign country, that we have to have a GP, because in times of we get sick, then we were not worried at all, because we have our GP, which we can call or go to the clinic, that we can avail the healthcare system. Now, in terms of registering for the GP, this is the most important thing. No matter what your status here in UK, you are always eligible to be assessed with the healthcare system here in UK, no matter what your status here, whether you are documented, undocumented, whichever you are living in the UK, you are always eligible to access a healthcare system here.
Kaya, what about during the pandemic? How did the Voice of Domestic Workers provided for them? Especially those who lost job and also have been infected by the virus. Yeah.
Yes, the Voice of Domestic Workers faces a lot of, this is like a trial because we never expected this pandemic. And it has been a long time already that we are in this delirious situation, and we don't know when will this pandemic end. So the Voice of Domestic Workers are providing free services like free food deliveries for those members, especially the members of the Voice of Domestic Workers. We give them groceries for their food allowance, and we also give rent for them because at this time of pandemic, most employers they cut off the employment of some of the domestic workers because for healthcare for healthy issues. Sometimes there are employers that are afraid of because there are prohibitions and there are protocols implemented during this time of pandemic. So not only the members of domestic workers, other people outside the Voice of Domestic Workers, the Voice of Domestic Worker is also extending help for outside people, not only for the Voice of Domestic Workers. So aside also from this pandemic, the Voice of Domestic Worker is also rendering counseling for the members of the Voice of Domestic Workers, especially those who are really vulnerable, especially those who have very, very delicate experience in their previous employment. So we are now on our third session of counseling, which we started already, I think, since last year, 20. So during this counseling period, we had a very professional counselor. Her name is Aurelia. So in every session, we have 8 members of the Voice of Domestic Workers who had been accredited to get these free services of the Voice of Domestic Workers, which they are very lucky because it's free of charge. So Voice of Domestic Workers is really doing its best to help these vulnerable migrant domestic workers.
Okay, just to recap, so when I was just saying about runaways, she's referring to domestic workers who are fleeing from abusive employers. So we go there to rescue them and then provide them temporary shelter, food, clothing, traveling allowance until they find job. Job also the community themselves provide the job that they need, yeah. And of course, once they find job, they are able to stand on their own feet already. So it's temporary because we want them to be more independent rather than dependent. Aside from that as well, guys, every Sunday we're doing support to help you book an appointment to be able to access the vaccine.
Vaccine.
So with Chair is there and other board of trustees are helping you to enable to, we show it to you how to do it, yeah. And I think one example I had this, so we did this last Sunday. So I did myself. So we put you all together in Zoom so you can see it step by step and you can follow it through your phone as well to be able to book appointments. So you don't have to worry if you don't have GP yet, because I know in booking appointment that is very important. So Again, just keep in touch with our channel, Risa, and to me or to any other members. They know what to do. Yeah, so we empower migrant domestic workers for them to be able to stand on their own. And no matter what the law says, every human being is entitled to live, not just to live a decent life, a decent living for themselves, but also for their families. Okay, thank you, Chair.
Welcome. Thank you
Okay.
too.
So let's I have a very simple question, guys. I think it's really just about you. No one is wrong, no one is right. But let's hope our viewers can learn something and know more about the life of migrant domestic workers. Okay. Okay, my first question, being alone and far away from your family, how did you cope with loneliness? I think it's very lonely to be, especially, you're far away. Most of you are mothers, although Valera is not a mother, or Lian is not a mother, but I think you have your mother, your brothers, sisters, siblings back home. Yeah, who want to go first? Okay,
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
Lian.
gonna go first.
Lian, yeah,
Yeah,
time for you.
I know, okay, I know sometimes we cannot avoid the loneliness that we feel, but I keep trying to call them every day at least 30 minutes so that I can talk to them, or I just trying to play a game on my phone so that at least it will ease the loneliness that I feel, or listening some music.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
How about the other game? Yoli, what do you do usually
Uh,
when
for
you're alone?
me as well, every day I need to call them, and then especially I have grandchildrens now, so that's why
Oh,
I'm
so yeah.
I'm really happy to see them. So that's why they make me happy, and then I forgot some of my problem, And I know this pandemic will be end. I hope so. We hope so.
I think that Teresa and I were talking last night about writing letters. You know how long was that going to reach to our family? Then we wait for the response. I think you're more lucky because the social media now.
Yeah, before
Exactly.
before
Exactly.
write letter, and then videotape, the voice tape, yeah, before
Yeah.
voice record.
How about you, Liz Mimi? How do you cope up?
Um, Loneliness is always there. We
Mm,
can't get rid of it no matter what. No matter what we do, no matter how, or no matter how we can make ourselves enjoying or happy, or no matter what we do. Um, the the uh, the thing that I do is I call them video calling, or if on a weekend they already know, especially my youngest. My youngest is my my very special to me. So we cook together, we bake together. But then I remember this is related about health. I remember the first time I left them to Saudi. As soon as I get into the airplane, I said to myself, okay, that's it. I'm going to forget them, but don't get me wrong, forget them in a way that my emotions will get affected, because once that because um before I left them, I used to cry every night, but they didn't know. And I felt like, how can I carry this if I get my emotions
mm,
attack me or trigger me. So as soon as I get into the plane, I said, okay, I'm gonna forget them, but I'm not gonna forget my responsibility to them. So ever since, it's been 7 years now, I only got 2 months of being with them before I get here to London,
mm,
and it's very difficult. And if you keep thinking of them, and your emotions get into your um, you will feel that you will get weak inside of
mm,
you, and it will affect your health. So
mm,
what I do is, if I because I love them so much. Our children, we love our children so much, but we need to love ourselves as well. Get ill, they are the one who will suffer, not only us, but but um, we need to look after ourselves as well, not just thinking about them. So, yeah, I call them. I make sure that they are okay, and especially this pandemic, it's really hard. It's very very hard.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
What about you, Fulera? How did you manage with it, being alone? Especially, I
I
think,
know it.
yeah, it's very, must be very sad, and I know how much you managed to be able to kind of make a bond with other nationality in our group, yeah. And I could see how you are closer. But again, is maybe is the absence of your family is really something that missing. How do you cope with the loneliness?
But it's really, really hard for me. And sometimes it's like it's even emotional draining.
Mm,
However, being alone is a different matter entirely. When people are alone, they don't always feel lonely.
mm,
And while many people can still feel lonely if they are surrounded by
mm,
people. For me, because I always call my parents every week,
mm,
but they're happy to hear my voice. I miss them a lot, and my mommy miss me a lot. How many years?
mm,
My
yeah.
family, my sister also, always. Even uh, 2 months ago, my mom is crying.
Mm,
I said, but I'm here because of them. I
yeah.
tell them to be patient. I'm here because of her. Because I want to feed them. I want to feed them. That's why I'm here.
Mm,
It's cry. It's really hard. It's really hard. Sometimes I even cry, but I just keep my everything by myself.
mm,
But I'm
yeah.
happy because I have a lot of friends I can talk to, and we can talk and laugh. But I don't have anything to say, and I don't have anything to do.
Yeah. Falera, last time you also write letter. Did you write letter when there was kind of not no social media yet?
Which one is
Or
that?
you call them all the time?
Yes, I always call
I,
them.
what about how's your connection? I mean, you can see them face to face, or is still on call?
My two sister have a WhatsApp. Sometimes we just do video call. But my
Okay.
mommy, yeah, if my sister was with my mommy, we can see each other because she
Yeah.
has only my mommy doesn't have any WhatsApp.
Yeah. Yeah. So, because we do have sisters that their family is in a very remote area and unreachable with Wi-Fi. So therefore, it's still the very, and I think maybe once in a while they can call them, but also I think signal is very difficult. So in a way, technology also, this is something that technology has done, it also brought us closer together. Yeah. But of
Yeah.
course, it can never replace the physical attachment, yeah, the
Yeah.
physical love. Okay, yeah, so thank you, ladies. So my next question is, did the pandemic affected your mental health? If you've been infected of COVID-19, what did you do to get better? So did it frighten you guys? Because it's suddenly we have this deadly virus, and then there's lockdown, and then suddenly even us, as the voice of domestic workers, we are here already, we're just seeing each other in screen, It's like
Mhm.
the same as our family far away, yeah.
Mhm.
And now we're no difference from our family, and how, and we don't really see each other. I think there's much difference of seeing each other rather than just looking at each other as the skin. Although it helps us not to be so isolated. But how did you cope, guys, during the pandemic? What was your feeling? Were you very scared? Yeah, who want to go first? Let's Mimi, you want to go? I remember you called me, don't come
I know. I know. At the
here.
beginning, it doesn't really
Yeah.
frightening me. But then, when I started talking to my children, especially my eldest, and I mentioned to him that well, the people where I live in, one of them get ill,
Yeah.
and then he said to me, "Mama, you better go." I said, "But where I'm going?" And he said to me that you shouldn't say to anyone that one of the members the family is get ill. So when I called you and I mentioned it to you and you said to me, "Don't come here." So that started that. Oh my God! Yes, this is really frightening. I can't say this to anyone, so I might isolated myself here. No, so and yeah, yeah, that's it. So I guess the good thing about me as well is I think I am more on psychological.
Mm.
If I am thinking that things are getting things are worse, I just think of if it's if it's hits me, or if I get this, well, I get this, no matter how careful you are. But at least you have to be very careful as well. So I guess that's it. So I'm very thankful that I didn't get any I didn't infectious with this, or even if I travel. Yeah.
Did it help you having a medical background as well? Did it help you having a
I'm
medical
sorry.
background? Because by profession, you're, what was that?
I'm
Yeah,
a
you're a
midwife.
Midwife.
midwife. That does that help having uh because
I
I
think
told you
yes.
when I told you what I feel, you told me what it is and encouraged me to go for blood test, which my
Yeah.
GP never never told me. I already
Yeah.
told them everything. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember I was with Jenny as well. I think Jenny is the one who gave you an idea of this diabetic symptoms,
Mm,
because her family her family is
yeah, but
diabetic. It's her
Diabetic.
mom.
Mhm.
yeah,
Her mom. Yes, but I think I'm the one who suggested to you to ask your
blood
GP.
your
test.
GP or your doctor, yeah, to do the blood test. Advise your doctor.
So I say, oh, it's helpful to have a member with medical background.
Yeah,
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 that help you if whenever you get sick, having that
yeah.
medical background. Yeah.
Yes, I think the best advice that I can give to my colleagues or to my associate or to all the members here or to all who are listening, um, psychological is the most powerful that you can do. Instead of being negative, be always positive.
Mhm.
And people used to call me I'm a germaphobe. So I don't know. I always wash my hands. I always see
Mm.
to, yeah, yeah.
Because you didn't
So
get the virus, yeah? You didn't get it.
never,
Despite you
never
changing
feel.
the
Yeah.
weddings, you're in the room, you're the one giving food. Yeah, you didn't get it.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, okay. You want to share your experience, Yoli? Because you've been infected, yeah?
Yes,
What,
yes.
what,
Yeah, that time I had a COVID. You know, I feel really nervous, really, really nervous, and then I don't want anybody touch me because my body, it's all pain, and then I'm really scared. I think I, yes, it's affected to my mental health as well. But I tried to fight for this nervous,
Mm.
and then I do something. I go outside. I go in the kitchen. Then I try to cook something to forget what I feel.
Mm.
So
And
and
you're
then I
alone,
start
yeah,
to
in other.
yeah. And also I'm not. I and then I thinking because all of us here in the house we infected to the COVID. Everybody here. So that's why I thinking
Oh,
not only me. I'm not alone. So that things
so
make me
what did
strong.
you do as remedy? It seems you didn't go to hospital. So what did you do as remedy?
No, I just self isolation, and then and then I asked the boys of domestic worker their help. They give me help and food as well. So, but I asked to my friends to give us to buy for us medicine as well because we cannot go outside,
Mm,
and even in our house nobody cannot ca- go out can go outside as well.
yeah.
So they gave, but I didn't call to my GP,
Mm. But did you do the
so that's why they didn't know
test?
I
Did
had.
you do the test? The test.
I get online,
Yeah,
yeah, online.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I ordered online. Then I send in the post box
mm,
here near in our place, but not me. In some of my friends, my household friend.
okay.
Sometimes they came here to take to pick the test kit, and then they will send in the post
Okay.
box.
And now you're back to work. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm back to work. Yes.
that's good. What about you, Leanne? How did you cope up? Did you have it?
No, ate.
Yeah,
I didn't have it.
yeah, but
But my two employer got it, and then I was scared and panicked that time because they didn't told me yet. I think a day before that they told me that they got it, and they told me that they are positive. So I was panicked, and I'm just thinking that they I think my brain reacts like maybe I got it. What if I got it? I'm gonna
mm,
die, or who look after me? I gonna see my family again. It's like that. So when it that happens, so I do the isolation. So I don't want someone will come here in the room, and they just giving me food outside the door, and I keep drinking some medicine so that because my brain keep thinking that I got it, so I feel the pain even it's not. It's
mm.
like that. So yeah, keep drinking some medicine, and I eat healthy food. So um thanks God, so I didn't get that one.
How
Yeah.
about you, Kulera? How were you scared? How did you cope up the pandemic? You're living a very healthy life. But
Yeah.
how, what else did you do to make sure you don't get it? But also, when were you very scared?
Yeah, I'm scared. But a lady I help, I was helped now. She had a last year, but since she noticed like that, she told me, please don't come, stay home, don't come.
Did you go? She asked you not to.
No, she said, don't come. Yeah, she said, yeah, because she's seriously ill. Yeah,
Is that Stephanie? Is that
yeah,
Stephanie? Yeah.
yeah,
Stephanie was positive that time
yeah, positive.
because
She said
yeah,
she always
because
she's on the
I
hospital, but she always to call me. She always text me, don't come, okay?
yeah,
Don't
because
come.
I called her also and asked her how she is, and she was really sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Voice nothing. It's just only a
yeah,
murmur.
yeah.
Mm. I'm just imagining
Hmm.
it. I don't want it. Yeah. So, guys, how about your family? Are they? I know because it's global. The pandemic is global. It may be UK may be one of the worst countries, but even our families back home are also affected. Yeah. What about you, Liz? How was your children during that time?
During that time, they stayed in the countryside, which is in
Mm,
Zambia. But then I really get worried as well because they're living with the vulnerable people,
mm,
and yeah, thanks God, no, none of them get this virus. But then every time I watch on news, it really makes me devastated. So I stop.
mm.
I just thinking of no, it's they're not gonna have it. They're not gonna have it. I keep telling myself, and I keep thinking that no, we're not gonna have it. We'll be okay. Yeah, thanks God. We're all okay.
What about you, Nerissa? Your children are in different countries, yeah? Not
Yeah.
just, yeah. So how are they? Do you open contact them
Yeah,
during?
every day I check them. Every day I call them, and every day I ask what is the protocol of the, the traveling, and it's much more very strict than here, because there in the Philippines you cannot really travel.
Mm,
Like for example, like in one barangay to another barangay, you cannot go there. Just like
mm,
us here, okay, there is a bus, you can jump in, you can go anywhere else. But there in the Philippines, in my province in Pangasinan, it's really very strict too.
Mm.
Although even how very the the LGU, they call it LGU,
mm,
even they how they implement the protocols of this coronavirus pandemic. Still some people get it, and my eldest son said he will call me and said, or if he cannot call me, he will send me a text at once, said, "Mom, there is one COVID here."
yeah,
And I said, "Oh my God, please," especially
Yeah.
when they go to market.
mm,
I'm really really very scared when they go to market,
yeah,
because even if they go to the entrance of the market and there is a two-person assigned like volunteers, they will spray you, or they let you spray everything up and down. They had the spray, but then you cannot rest assured that inside the market you are safety there, because you can roam around the market where you
mm.
can get your stuff to buy. So I said, please, in one day, you buy everything you need in a week, so that you will not go every day to the market. Although the market in my house is very close, it's just only like 3 minutes walk,
yeah.
but then it's very strict.
Vis-a-vis, because UK variant, UK COVID-19 variant became very worldwide famous. It's like everybody in United Kingdom. Yeah. Were your families worried about you? Cholera, did they talk to you about this COVID variant? Your
Yeah, yes.
family very worried for you.
Yeah,
They
that's
were.
why one of my grandma cousin, because I think 2 years back I lost her contact.
Mm,
I didn't call her, but 2 weeks ago, and I saw like on my country number. I said, "Who's calling me?" Because all contact have name, but if I saw like no name, who number I don't recognize, I don't pick it up.
Oh yeah.
mm,
Mhm.
Yeah, and try call many times. I I offer if it start is ring, I just off and they try calling me. But I said, okay, let me answer. When I answered, it was her. Oh my God. She said, are you okay? I said, yes. And she told me because of the always news, they say, London, that means London in French.
yeah.
Londres.
Yeah,
Londres.
yeah. Because he's hanging his in London. That's
Oh,
why,
London.
that's why she,
At first time, I couldn't believe that they name it UK variant. Really, UK variant? Anyway, just to double check, Nerissa, did your employer follow the lockdown restrictions? Because we have many members whose employers are not following the lockdown restrictions. Did the way they also follow it, did they also look after you during the lockdown?
Um, my employer was really very strict in following the
Mm,
protocols of this pandemic. They never go out. The children, they're very afraid to go out. Even in the
mm,
garden, they the boy, he doesn't want to go out in the garden, which is very safety because it's not outside the premises. But
mm,
for him, he has this feeling that he is feeling nervous. So all of us here in this household were really very strict in following this protocol. So my boss, how they look after themselves is I am very lucky because they also look after
mm,
me.
yeah.
I'm very grateful to her that she really, really looked after me. I never had any even the vitamins.
Mm,
I had a lot of supplies.
yeah.
I
That's
had
that's
a lot of supplies.
yeah, that's really a good example. I hope the
Yeah,
other employers will do the same because there are other employers who even trick, they
yeah.
didn't tell the truth that they actually have COVID, and when the
But
sick worker
but
will do that,
but in the first time of the lockdown,
uh,
before the lockdown, the eldest girl, she's really very sick. She has high fever,
mm,
and I was like already like, oh my God, is is this the beginning?
yeah,
I said I said to myself, but then I always ask them, is she okay? Then and then she said to me, don't worry, she's not COVID. She has only just high temperature. But then even how she reassured me, there's always a feeling of me that, you know, but then she always tell me I always has wash my hand, and then every time I go up in the room, she tell me to wear
yeah,
gloves, to wear gloves.
yeah. And
Yeah,
Thank you.
opposite to that, other employers are even refusing to let the domestic worker wear the gloves, yeah, wear the
eh,
mask
yeah.
even, and then they
But
invited guests.
but actually, it's not. She's not also a COVID. She doesn't have the virus. It's just only the untimely that before the lockdown she was sick because she has some problems of
Yeah, yeah.
the
Yeah.
tonsillitis.
That
mm,
Yeah,
the very first lockdown was very memorable to me because it was the time I was diagnosed with diabetic, and I'll
Yeah.
give go to the hospital, A&E. You have to go to the A&E now. I say, you know what you're asking me to do. It's lockdown, it's COVID. Can that wait? I said. Then the doctor said, no, you have to go now. Don't wait. Now, go
now.
now. So I didn't know that it was really worse. So yeah, that was my fun. Then I had no choice but to go in the hospital. And you know what? Then someone were clapping at the door. All our heads will go like that. It was really a very unusual experience for all of us, and very
Yeah.
scary. And we're not yet out, so we still all need to be very careful. Yeah.
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 Okay. Well, thank you for the time for so much so far. My next question is, I think this is the last question. You are working in very stressful job, while from time to time you also have problems with your family. How do you look after yourself when talking about self-care? Because I think even this pandemic, I think everyone was scared of accessing the healthcare because of the situation, and the only way they could look after themselves is by through self-care. And how do you do? How do you manage to do this one? And I know you've been discussing this as well in body in mind wellness. Yeah. So I think the
Yeah.
Sunday classes also help you, cope up with the isolation, with the stress from your job. But when you're on your own, how do you manage to self care to look after yourself? Because that's your only option. Yeah. Leanne, you want to go first?
Oh yeah, for me, I'll do for my self care. I do pampering myself, exercise,
Okay.
yeah, exercise, and I just call a friend. Like it can help
Mm,
me, to if I talk a friend and tell them what happened to me, just like that, and um I think eat more healthy foods
mm.
and drink vitamins. Yeah. Mm.
How about you, Yoli? What do you do
Yeah, for
to look
me,
up?
I just focus myself in the even I have problem to my family, just I focus myself to work or to gardening. I make gardening outside, so that's why sometimes I forgot some of the because this is the not the end of the world. Even we have a problem, yeah.
Do you
So
sleep on time? Do you sleep on time? You have at least 8 hours.
mm, no, not really, because my house is very noisy. Sometimes they wake up early, 4:30, and then of course I'm near in the kitchen, so the doors have sound. So if I wake up in middle of the night, so I cannot. It's too hard for me to go back to sleep again. That's
Uh,
why
you,
I don't.
okay,
Yeah,
you're eating properly.
but I eat properly, and yeah, juice, fresh juice every morning. Yeah,
How about
and
you?
boiled egg.
What about you, listening? How do you look after yourself?
Um,
Despite
I
that,
separate my work to a personal problem because problem will always be there. Problem
Exactly.
at the end of the day is still a problem, even how much you think about it the whole day of your life. So what I do is I don't get stressed into my system.
mm,
That's how I look after myself because if I let the stress to my system, I will probably get ill,
mm,
and then I will always think of my children because I believe that if you love your loved ones truly or genuinely, you will look after yourself. You will love yourself for them, not being selfish. But if you get ill, they're the one who will suffer. How can you provide them? So that is also what I am saying to my children. And I had this problem just recently. One of my children saying that, "Oh, you have a good life there because I saw you on Facebook. You was so happy." Well, I said, I guess this is the good topic also, Ate, that we
yeah.
can do later
Exactly.
on because
Yeah,
our
exactly.
family back home didn't realize how much suffer we having here in abroad. Even
It's just
I,
only
I've
pictures
been
that we.
away from them for 7 years, and they cannot have the life that they are getting um without me here working abroad. But they I've heard from one of my children, which really hurts my feelings. And I said to them, how can you say that I am happy? How you don't know what
This
my
is the
situation
photo.
I am,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm going through. But
yeah.
do you also want mama to see on social media that I'm crying, I have problem? you know
Yeah,
what
so they will worried as well.
I
Yeah.
don't know
If,
I don't know if some of us
Exactly.
related to this movie Anak.
Yeah.
yeah.
It really hurts.
Yeah.
It's really hurt. So anyways, just don't get stressed, get into your system, and psychologically always be positive and don't be negative. If you are lonely, just lift your spirit up, and that's
Yeah,
it.
I think that's really very true because we don't really show our sad, our difficulties to our family, especially to
Yeah.
our children.
Yes.
We smile, you know, when we say we
True, true.
smile.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Behind smile, behind the smile, what's really
yeah,
inside of it? You know, I
yeah,
guess one of this topic out there we can, all those mom who are longing
yeah.
for their children, and make us realize to our children how we really, you know. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Cha, what's your secret of your youthful beauty?
She's my idol.
Youthful beauty. Yeah,
Actually, I don't have really secret.
Baby
Even
face.
in beauty spotlight, I don't have really secret, but I just only had one: being positive to everything. Avoid stress,
Hmm.
because once you got stress in your system, that will really affect your mental health.
Mental
So
health.
even if I have problems here and there, just leave it there, because still tomorrow, if it's still unsolved, it's still there. Yeah. So
Hmm.
always think of the positive sides of life, you know.
Yeah.
And looking after ourselves is very, very important, because once we get sick, how we gonna go? It will affect mainly our
Yeah.
work,
Yeah.
mentally, physically. So my secret really is also smile. Always smile.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Always smile. Look always the positive side of life.
yeah. Fulera, you watch us, some of us, slimmer, then become bigger, slimmer, bigger. But you remain all these years.
Slim.
How do you look after your beautiful body and face
TikTok.
and
Ah,
mind? You look,
okay.
mm,
Here's some type of looking after yourself
mm,
that you may find helpful. Being in nature, especially in motion, boosts mood, sharpness, thinking, and make you feel calmer
mm,
and
Calma.
more generous. Time outdoors and more, no, outdoor, and may also reduce the level of the stress hormone cortisol.
mm,
Exercise isn't just for losing weight, it's also a powerful mental health
mm.
toolproof to help depression and anxiety. That's why I like to always be myself, dance, be happy, even if something is burning inside, make it always show your smile face to all.
Yeah. Fulera, can you tell us about body in mind, because you're very active there. Can you tell us about body in mind wellness workshop? What do you
Yeah,
love?
that's why I like what we Roman is teaching us. That's why I like to always join uh, a Roman group, because I love to see, I love to learn a new thing. He he show us, yeah. I like a Roman class about what, but I think this year he shows like different type of of our body, mind, and also moving your body, shaking your body. You see all this one. I'm happy to follow Roman group.
The dance, the exercise, the song,
Yeah,
the
body and
drama.
mind, everything.
And I'm
Yeah,
it's with all other activities that you've been doing, and right now you're doing some self-care
yes, yes,
about, yeah, and that he's
yeah,
asking you to make a banner. Is that what is
yeah,
that?
The board,
yeah. We have to.
self-care board.
Yeah, that body. That's why. To be honest, I already told him because I cannot find. Now all newspaper is about COVID, get vaccinated. No, anything about our. You see, our this one we want.
Hmm. But the others have already make. I've seen how
I
beautiful
know,
they are.
I know, because when they got it, because she's a carer, but she can find it like an older newspaper from her boss.
Okay, okay. Okay, thank you guys. I hope our viewers learn so much from you all guys from what you share. That is really helpful and very important. Now, last but not the least, what's your help message for International Women's Day? Who wants to go first?
I
Happy
will.
International Women's Day. Is that tomorrow?
No, we're just on second day.
Oh,
It's on March 8th, but we're doing every night.
oh, okay.
Yeah. What's your message, Palara? Do you have message for everybody?
Yeah, I have message for whole world. Happy International Women's Day.
Okay. What about you, Liz Mimi? What's your message to everybody?
Um, I will share to you guys my favorite quotes. Um, um, live. Oh, um, oh my goodness. Live young and be free.
Good.
What about you, Lian? You have a message to share?
Um, um, I think at Happy International Women's Day. Every woman got different weaknesses and strength, and I think we really need to look after ourselves because our body is the one who produce our needs and our family
Yes,
needs.
Yeah.
very true. What about you, Yoli? What's your message?
For me, just always think positive. Don't lose your hope, and it's not the end of the world. That's it. Thank you.
And Chair, your last message for everybody?
Okay. Happy International Women's Day. And every day is a new beginning.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath and start again.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
ladies. Thank you
Happy
for,
International
yeah, Happy
Happy
Day.
International
International
Women's Day to all
Day.
of you. And thank you for joining me tonight. And I hope our viewers had enjoyed and listened to your advice. And I hope they learned from you as well. And our next topic for tomorrow night is work. So with this, I'm your host, Marisa Bigonia. I want to leave you with this quote. If we love ourselves and deeply feel that love and deeply live that love, we cannot be defeated. It's from Alice Walker. Yes.
Ooh.
Thank you, everyone. Happy International Women's Day. We're
Happy
almost,
International Women's Day.
yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
very
for
much,
Bye.
ladies. Nice
Thank
meeting you,
you.
Miss Queen.
See you tomorrow.
Take
Good
care.
night.
Bye. Good
Bye.
night.